Good evening, everyone. Coming to you live from North America, this is PPR Esports. I'm Kermit.
And I'm Cosmo.
We are coming to you tonight with some action from Monte Carlo, Monaco. Cosmo, are you excited about tonight?
I am. It should be a pretty crazy chaotic race.
Yeah, I'm pumped for tonight. Monaco, of course, famous for its lack of passing zones. Very hard to make a pass here, so most of the time the deciding order, or the order is decided off of pole position. However, it being an online league, of course, we are prone to accidents, a little bumping and grinding, if you will.
Yeah, and probably a few safety cars as well.
If we're lucky. Few safety cars. So, again, for a recap, maximum number of safety cars is 4 after the update for a 50% race. So we are at Monaco this week. 39 laps total. 1 minute, 7 seconds, 0.525 is the fastest repeatable online time. Those of you that were asking last week, where did we get that fastest repeatable time? That is a time that is posted currently on the world leaderboard that does not have any times ahead of it that aren't, a second or two out from that. So there's 19 turns in this track, 12 to the right, 7 to the left. Softs are supposed to go to 11 to 14 laps, mediums 27 to 30 laps, and hards 34 to 37. So Cosmo, what do you think we're going to be looking at for tire strategy today? Cosmo?
Sorry, either a medium soft or a soft medium. They should make it to the end pretty easy on either one of those.
All right, so that's what we're going to be looking at. Let's go ahead and recap from last week. Let's go through our driver wrap up. Ferrari is in first for the Constructors' Championship. We have Rogue, who's been very consistent. Worst finish he's had so far is fourth. Ruda, consistent, pretty consistent as well, except for the DNFs. If he's able to finish, he finishes in the points. We'll see how he can do tonight. Mercedes, we've got Getchum, who's been pretty consistent around third and fifth when he's able to start. We'll see if he joins us this week. Cream, again, 7th, 6th, 3rd, 10th, and 3rd last week. So a good showing from him last week. Let's see if he's able to keep it in the points again this week. Renault, Capitol Hood, did not start for the past 2 weeks. However, I believe he will be joining us tonight. Persian King, again, or as well. Very consistent around the 8th, 10th, 7th spot. We'll see if he's able to do better tonight. He prefers those street tracks, so my money's on him to do pretty well tonight. We'll see if he can't get a podium. Racing Point, we have drivers 3rd and Gore 3rd. After China has been able to join us pretty consistently. I believe he was reserves before that. 13th, 7th, and 12th. So 1 points place finish. Let's see if he can duplicate that tonight. Gore, 5th, 2nd, and 6th for his finishes. Pretty solid. Middle of the pack. Upper middle of the pack, I would say. Alfa Romeo, Kublai has been doing well to keep it into the points. 4th, 8th, and a 1st in Azerbaijan. Shazam, 10th, 15th, and 3 do not starts in a row. Let's hope he's able to join us this evening. Red Bull, we have Stoney. Consistently in that 9th place position, 7th in Bahrain. Let's see if he can improve tonight. Shea B, also with Red Bull. 6th, 14th, 6th, DNS, and 10th. Let's see if he's able to keep it in the points again. Williams, we've got Dragonbone 81. 5th, 10th, 6th, and 2 DNFs for him this season. We'll see if he's able to keep it together around the tight streets of Monaco. Red Hornet, consistently 11th, a 14th place finish, and a 15th or 5th place finish. Let's see if he's able to jump into the points today. Haas, Sky Archangel, 3 do not starts in a row. Let's hope he's able to join us tonight. Delirious, 2nd, 4th, DNF, and 8th. So when he does finish consistently in the points, let's hope he's able to finish tonight. Dr. McShorty, 2 did not start in the beginning of the season because he was a reserve. Now he got a 12th and a 3rd and a DNF. So he's shown us that he can get to the top 3. Let's see how he does. Doc Balak, been able to DNFs, a 12th and a 16th, not been able to place in the points yet this season. Let's see if he's able to change that. Muffin Man and Ramrod for Toro Rosso. A bunch of DNSs from Muffin Man with 1 DNF. Hopefully he's able to join us. He was 6th in Drivers' Championship in PPR Xbox Division 1 last year overall. Let's see if he's able to duplicate that for this year. Ramrod, of course, 12th, 11th, 9th, 1 place finish with 2 points. Let's see if he's able to move up the standings today. So for our reserves, we had one late runner come out of nowhere last week. Destiel, he finished first in Spa, and we had some idiot, another reserve, also finish second. Sorry, in Spain. That's not Spa. Destiel finished first in Spain. Some idiot finished second in Spain. Other than that, we've had Tara not able to join us except for Australia, along with Jay Warren. Muffin Man is no longer a reserve. He got moved up. Should not be on that list. We've got Higgs, Boson not able to join us. We got D-Drum and Ramrod. Ramrod also moved up to a team, so they've been able to create some showings tonight, and there's obviously some updating I need to do as well. All right, driver championship. So to round it out, we have Rogue in first, Cream in third, and some idiot. Sorry, Cream in second, and some idiot in third with 79, 45, and 44 points respectively. Some idiot having a great showing for only actually participating in 2 races this season. Capital Hood, Kublai are both tied for fourth with 41 points. Capital Hood again, or as well with I believe 3 DNSs. So still pretty impressive that he's able to sit up towards the top of the tables there. Gore, 37 points, is in 6th. Getchum, 35 points, is in 7th. Ruda, 34 points, is in 8th. Destiel, 26 points, is in 9th. Sky Archangel, 22nd, in 10th. 22 points, in 10th. Ruda is listed again. That can't be right. 34 points, gotcha. So my points places are off. But leading off from Sky Archangel, we've got Dragonbone. He should be down in 11th. He's 19th. Shay B, 15th with 18 points. Persian King in 16th with 17 points. Dr. McShorty and Stoney both tied for, that should be, I believe, 15th with, no, they're not tied. So 15 and 12 points respectively. Red Hornet with 10 points. Third with 6 points. And rounding out the bottom, we've got D-Drum with 4 points. Delirious and Ramrod tied with 2. Shazam with 1. And then Doc Block, Faz, Hammer Time, Higgs Boson, Jay Warren, Muffin Man, Racer 33, Sloppy McFloppy, Stunt Riders, and Tear, all not able to score points yet this season. Let's see how they do tonight. For the Constructors' Championship update, we've got Ferrari with 113 points, Mercedes with 80. Renault with 58 in third, Racing Point with 43 in fourth, Alfa Romeo with 42 in fifth, Red Bull with 30 in sixth, Williams in 20 with 29 in seventh, Haas with 24 in eighth, McLaren with 15 in ninth, and Toro Rosso bringing up the back with 2 points for this season. All right, so Cosmo, no secret that Monaco is a difficult track. It is hard to get around. Of course, looking at some of the corners that we have here, a lot of chicanes, a lot of tight corners. Of course, there's walls on every side. We are going to, let's see, that's the slide I want. All right. So what do you think are going to be the problem corners for our drivers here tonight?
So, the hairpin, always a big one.
Whoa, you are insanely quiet. I don't know if that's my end or your end.
Yeah, sorry, the hairpin.
Yep, you're very, let me
probably
see.
be one.
Let me see if that happened on my
Gets
end.
a little overeager, pushes someone in. The Novell chicane's always another big one. Pretty hard braking zone there. And then other than that, the swimming pool's another tricky one going into Rascas. So.
All right, we may need to repeat that here in a second. Yep. Windows, thinking it knows what I want, turning you down way through the floor. All right, so Cosmo, let's run through that one more time.
All right, so the hairpin, always a tough one.
Yep.
Sometimes people get a little over eager to get into that, and when you have cars running into the back of each other, it's never good in there. The Nobel chicane's always another tricky one, probably the biggest braking zone on the track. And the swimming pool, chicane going into Rascas is the other big one that people have a lot of trouble at.
Yeah, those are both always a tricky section of corners. Of course, Rascas up into turn 17. That is a downhill transitioning into an uphill as you take that right-hand turn. So very tricky to get around. Let's go ahead and move over to our hot lap section for our hot lap, of course. And we'll go ahead and have Delirious follow or take us through that hot lap. Take it away. All right, a little less polished than normal, so we have him come around the last corner down the straight, around turn 1, down the straight to turn 2, turn 3 very fast, turn 4, goes around the edge, turn 5, Of course, past the hairpin already, down the 7, down through the pool section, doing it very good to keep it out of the wall there, going very fast around the last corner, stopping in the middle of the track. I'm just kidding, he's going to go through here. We're going to go ahead and get a full run here through the fast lap, or through for our hot lap this week. Of course, rounding the last turn down onto the straight, short DRS run down to the start line. Lines himself up on the left side, takes it around turn 1, flipping the apex, carrying as much speed as he possibly can down the straight. And turn 3 here as well. Now into the casino corner, number 4, down the straight, having to keep off the hump to the left side around the 5th corner. Short curvy run down into the U-turn hairpin section. Turn 7, of course the right-hander, turn 8, down through the tunnel. Turn 9, inside. Himself wide left. Now stay to the right before the Nobel chicane. Flips the entry, gives himself as much exit speed as possible. Goes through 12, makes it keep it to the floor as much as possible. Down into the pool section. Doing well to keep it too far off the curb. Now hard braking zone down into turn 17. Brass pass up the short hill into turn 18. Then turn 19. Down the straight. Short DRS run across the start. There you have it. That is our hot lap for this week. Thank you very much to Delirious for putting that together for us. So, Monaco. We're both excited. Of course, this week has not been without its fair share of announcements for F1 proper as well. Cosmo, what are some of the things that you've been hearing keeping your ear to the ground this season?
So I'm kind of curious about that Racing Point and like how much of a copy it is of last year's Mercedes.
Yeah, I think I've heard the term tracing point thrown around a few times.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that one.
No, yeah, that one, it's kind of floating around. I'm not sure the origin of it. If someone has that, feel free to post it. But yeah, tracing point is what they're being called. So it'll be interesting to see, does last year's fastest car translate into any wins or even improvement this year for Racing Point? I have to imagine we're going to see improvements out of Racing Point just because of where they placed last year. They seem solid but not fast. But it'll be interesting to see if they can keep up with the rest of the midfield.
Yeah, we'll see if I don't know if a car works if you don't understand like the concept, but we'll see. Maybe they figured something out, but
yeah, that has a lot of implications, I think, for car design moving forward. Is how easy is it to take one design and just implement it on your own car?
Right, and then make upgrades upon that.
Right, that's, yeah, starting from a baseline and then making your own upgrades. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, I was listening to a fantastic podcast today. Let's see. Let me look up their name because I want to give them full credit. Missed Apex F1 podcast. They do a lot of speculation, a lot of talking about what's been going on, and they said it reminds them a lot of the Haas versus Ferrari F1 days, where there was a lot of speculation as to Ferrari would maybe leave prints on the table or use the same wind tunnel as Haas, so they might maybe leave some of their materials laying around for Haas to look at, and thus we ended up with such similar looking Haas cars last year.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see how that's received. All right, so it looks like this week we're going to have 20 drivers on Monaco nonetheless. That is awesome. I'm very excited for this.
As am I.
All right, looks like everyone's still currently in the pits. So, of course, the biggest development to come out of Season 1 testing, if you follow it at all, more than likely you've heard it, the DAS system, D-A-S, that stands for? Yeah, dual axis steering. So, that obviously was one of the bigger developments to come out of testing. No small thing. On its own, something that we haven't seen before. One of the things I was disappointed to find out was that as of day 3 of testing, it was already banned by the FIA for the 2021 season.
But it was already in the rule books. It wasn't like they went out of their way to ban it.
Oh, I see.
It was already written into the rule books that that was not going to be legal next year.
So if Mercedes is to be believed, then they have... Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. If Mercedes is to be believed, then they have looped the FIA in on a lot of their development throughout the process of that. So it'll be interesting to see if... Or I think maybe that rule was put in because the FIA knew about it.
Looks like Hammer Time and Ramrod got into something, and Hammer Time is now retired from the session, as is Ramrod and Dragonbone.
Dragonbone got a
Dragonbone's
5-place
not retired,
grid
but with
penalty.
a grid penalty.
Huh. Alright, it looks like, I believe that's, no, not some idiot. It will be Kublai. Will be the first down the main straight for his hot lap. Let's see how he does. There will be a Renault coming out just in front of him of Capital Hood. Almost takes him out. Doing well to swerve out of the way at the very end, of narrowly avoiding a collision.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
Into the hairpin section, totally off the throttle there.
Very smooth, though.
We have had another retirement of Dragonbone, I believe? No.
No, I haven't seen anyone else besides Hammer Time or Ramrod quite yet.
He's just watching a dot disappear off the map. I assumed that meant retirement. A pretty tidy lap here from Kublai. We'll see how fast it is. Yellow flag, Sector 3. As a driver, especially on this track, it's always kind of a scary thing when you enter a section and all of a sudden you see yellow flags being thrown. All right, Kublai back into the pits. Capital Hood currently on his out lap.
Line. Destiel.
Oh, Destiel with a 1.95. Destiel, of course, our race winner from last week.
Yeah, he's quick.
Yeah, he showed us that last week. He's definitely quick. Some idiot has shown he's also quick. Let's see how he does. I believe he just came off a hot lap. Needs to back off before he does a flyer. On the medium tire, nonetheless. So currently we have 3 drivers on the medium tire. We have Dedrum Delirious as Dragonbone goes second fastest with a 1:11.9. Respectable time from Dragonbone.
Yeah, the medium is probably not a terrible start strategy if you can make it last, but the undercut might be pretty powerful here if someone gets on a fresh set of mediums and finds some pace.
Yeah, at a track where it's tough to pass like this, it's going to be whoever can give themselves the most space in front of them to run clean laps.
Yeah.
Because even if you can eventually find a way to pass someone on this track, you're going to spend probably more than a collision between Shaby and Rogue. You're probably going to spend more than 1 lap doing that, and that's going to slow your pace down quite a bit.
Right.
All right, time starting to roll in. Young Dagger with a 1:10.3, Rogue with a 1:10.4, Capita 1:10.5, Gore 1:10.7, Delirious 1:11.3, Dragonbone 1:11.9, Dr. McShorty 1:12.1, and Dedrum with a 1:14.1. I imagine Dedrum will be going for another run here. Let's see.
And it looks like he's on another flyer right now.
Ruda flying into section 2 with yellow flags. Ruda with a little bit of a wall touch coming into the pool section. Down into Rascass.
And Ramrod's left the session, so hopefully we get him back for the race.
Ruda comes across the line, goes 6th fastest with a 1:11.1. Not able to break into the 110s like 5 other of our drivers have done. I imagine he's going to try for another. With a fresh set of tires, more than likely. Doc Block clipping the corner exit on Rascass, going into the pits, looking to change tires, maybe get another wing. Persian King we currently have on an outlap, getting ready for his flyer. Coming out of turn 18, 19, and hammers it down the straight.
And it looks like he's found a little bit of clear space on the track here. Not a lot of people out and running, so.
Yeah, very important for setting a fast qualifying lap on this track. We'll see if he catches up to anyone. As we've seen a lot of bumping and grinding in our qualifying so far, as shown by the grid penalties, and I think they've all been grid penalties in qualifying.
Yeah, and 2 people not finishing.
Yeah, 2 people crashing out. Honestly, less than I thought we would have seen by now.
Yeah, these guys are pretty good, though, and most of them are pretty consistent. They get a little clear space, you know.
Yeah.
Got to make a pretty egregious mistake to really kill the car here.
That's true. We've seen a lot of pits again. Fastest sector 2 for Capita Hood. DRS activation down the main straight. This is Persian King, excuse me, not Capita Hood. Capita Hood coming out of the pits.
Good enough for 10th for Persian King.
1:11.9 for Persian King. We have a Haas coming down the main straight of...
Must be Delirious.
Yep, Delirious. Looks like he's on a flyer. Let's follow along. Around Massnet.
Ooh, a little squirmy through the casino there.
Into Maribor, while Destiel sets another fastest time of a 1:9.3.
Yeah, and he's a second faster than the next guy.
Yeah, Destiel absolutely running away with it here. It's going to take a lot for anyone to catch up to him. Some idiot goes almost as fast with a 1:9.36.
Nice time by him. Oh, and we got Ramrod back in the session.
Delirious sets a fastest sector 2. If the colors on the map are to be believed. Delirious goes 4th fastest with a 1:10.3. Dr. McShorty into the pits. Red Hornet as well. Capita coming down the main straight for another try. Oh, at finishing up a hot lap. Goes 3rd fastest with a 1:10.2. Just 7 minutes left. He's got time to try for another.
Maybe even 2 if he's real quick. Let's see. Only 3 drivers still haven't set time, it looks like. Doc Block, Shay B, and 3rd. You don't know of anyone having a quality
Ooh,
balance,
Capita
do
goes
you?
around at the beginning of the pool section. Actually, into the Novell chicane. No, I do not know of anyone having a penalty, but that doesn't mean they don't. I did not get a chance to look at the penalty points that quickly. Or that closely, I should say.
Let's see what I can find.
Capita into the pits. No. Yeah, that's Capita. Currently, we have 8 out of 20 drivers in the under the 1 minute 10 second mark. We now have 3 drivers under the 1 minute 9 mark. Or sorry, under 110 into the 19s. We have a few into the 110s, under the 111s, and improving from there. Destiel almost losing it down into the casino hairpin.
Still does the fastest lap into the 108s for Destiel.
Ah, there's Destiel. Getting my Williams mixed up. We were on board with Red Hornet. I was confused as to how he just crossed the line. Yes, a 108.8 for Destiel. Delirious goes 4th fastest with a 109.9. Now we're catching up. Destiel, the only driver to break the 109s into the 188. He is currently 1.3 seconds off world record pace currently. As Rogue comes down the main straight to start a flying lap. So Cosmo, how many drivers do you think will get disqualified from the formation lap, teleported back to the grid?
Ooh. I'm going to go with 4.
4?
What about you?
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with 7, just because I think,
7.
yeah, I think there's gonna be some sort of incident that happens on the formation lap that holds up a ton of people and basically keeps them,
I don't know.
keeps the rest from progressing.
These guys are pretty good. I think they'll manage to stay out of it on the formation.
All right. Well, we'll see. Yeah, you still guessed 4 and not 0.
Well, you know, little wall touch is all it takes to disqualify you here.
Looks like we got a McLaren and just starting up again in the pool section. Nope, before the pool section, just after the Novell chicane. Rogue goes 3rd fastest with a 109.6. It's like we'll have the Haas of D-Drum will be crossing the line next.
Wow, and he's run 4 laps on those subs.
Gotta
Surprised
be-
he hasn't gone into the pits and put on a new set. And I think he's out of time now.
Yeah, not able to improve his time, so that must be... He must be happy with where he's at and just trying to get in the practice laps at this point.
I I guess, but I don't know. I do want to move up a little bit.
I would think so. At least try for a faster time, you know, get that. You can still get your practice in just going a little faster with a fresher set of tires. Maybe he plans to snap so many wings in the race that he wants to use that extra set of softs in the race. Definitely a consideration at a track like this.
It's not a good plan, though. Never plan for failure.
No, you're right. Into the hairpin for Persian King. Nice exit. Down into the tunnel. Doing well to clip the exit, and as soon as you come out into the bright daylight, you have to be careful because the Novell chicane comes up on you very quickly.
It does, and it gets tough to see sometimes with that light. It really messes with your braking zone, or your finding of the braking zone.
Yeah, racing line or not. It makes it nearly impossible to see the racing line, but keep in mind, this is PC Division 1. So there are no assists. That means no traction control, no stability control, no racing line, nothing of the sort. It is all the drivers tonight. Persian King across the line, goes 12th fastest with a 1:11.3.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the first corner at Austria, too. It's the same way, the way the light bounces off the track.
Yep, every time you try to do a hot lap down in Austria, if you're at official race time, you cannot see the braking line. Red Hornet does his best not to overcook it into turn 1. That will be his finishing time down in 15th.
Looks like Creamy's happy with his time in 7th.
Persian King retires from the session. Oh. Oh boy. That's not what I wanted. That out of here. All right. That was more worth than it was work than it was worth. So we have a Gore goes 4th fastest. 1:09.6. I knew our drivers would be fast out here, but I did not know they would be quite this fast.
Yeah, I mean, if Deschio could be at that pace for the race, it seems like no one's going to be able to compete with him, but
Yeah,
second through 7th, 0.4 of a second. Should be a pretty tight race.
Yeah. Fastest time of qualifying with Destiel, I believe. See, Dagger is no longer on a hot lap going into the pits. Who else do we have? Destiel, I believe, is... Nope, he's no longer on a hot lap. At least if he is doing it with 0 ERS. Should go into the pits here. Yep. Have a couple McLarens.
Will pass the line here, and that'll be it.
See where he goes. Dr. McShorty stays 13th fastest with a 1:11.7. So all of our drivers doing well to keep it here. Fastest time with a 1:88 from Destiel. That is 1.3 seconds off the world record time currently. Destiel doing a very good job to go that fast. The only driver to beat a 1 minute and 9 seconds. Beyond that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers that came in under 1:10 with a 1 minute 9. Some idiot, Dagger, Gore, Rogue, Capita, who got a 5 position penalty from the start. We've got Delirious, Creamy, Ruda, Kublai, and Dragonbone. And just Kublai, all under 1 minute and 11 seconds, but we've had 2 penalties. We've got 1 5-position penalty from Dragonbone and 1 5 for Capita Hood. Other than that, drivers went 1:11 and slower. Funky Cactus, Sprightly, Oliver, Nick Moore, Squirmy, McFaceus, everyone, thanks for joining us. We are about to go out on our formation lap. Cosmo said 4 drivers are going to be disqualified from the formation lap. I said maybe 7. We're going to have someone up in the front. Maybe spin it sideways, hold everyone else up on track, and they're probably going to get teleported for stopping on the track during the formation lap. That's just a guess. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you never know. Tires might get a little cold following. You could be right. We'll see.
Yeah, that's one of the hard parts is keeping your pace up on the formation lap, especially if you're in that, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th position or so. You've got a lot of cars ahead of you that have to stay going fast in order to, keep your pace up. So let's see. I'm going to watch the back here with Ramrod. I think he's going to give us the best view of if there are any incidents. We got a little bit of a bunch up going into... Yep, it looks like we had a couple cars maybe come together. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've kept out of each other pretty well so far. The pack doing the accordion like it always likes to do. They spread out. Oh, dock block straight into the wall. Come on, we got to get to 7 drivers somehow. Nope, keeps it together. Going to be able to warm up his tires for the start. Of course, that does not change his starting position, but it might change the way his tires act up a little bit. I believe damage is turned off for the formation lap, and I don't think that's a feature you can turn off.
Yeah, that is correct.
That is just part of the game, ladies and gentlemen. A big gap between Gore and Dagger at the front of the pack. Oh, we had one driver, D-Drum, and 2 drivers, Dr. McShorty, get teleported back to the grid. Other than that, it looks like those are the only 2. So maybe some sort of collision there as the pack gets closer to the end of the lap. They tend to bunch up quite a bit. All right, as our last driver pulls into position, waiting for the lights. The lights are on. And the lights are out, and our drivers are off at the Monaco Grand Prix. Going into turn 1, all drivers do well to keep it nice and tidy.
A little bit of an incident in the back.
Doc Block dropping 4 places. D-Drum up 2. Persian King losing a place, and Ruda losing a place. Top 7 drivers remain unchanged. Skubale gaining a place. Dr. McShorty, Red Hornet, Dragonbone, Hammer Time, 3rd, and Shay B all coming out well.
Ooh. I shouldn't say big incident, but they're getting into it in the back. A lot of collisions between Dragonbone, D-Drum,
and we have a safety car. A full-fledged safety car, first lap of the race.
You think we're gonna max out the safety cars this race?
If we don't do it here, I don't know where we would.
Singapore maybe, but I don't know.
Maybe Singapore, but even then, it feels like there's, compared to here, there are a lot of passing opportunities in Singapore.
Yeah, that's true. So now I think the question is, I don't think anyone will, but you could pit for hards and hope to make it to the end here.
Yeah, hards rated to go.
Strategy, but
Hard's ready to go 37 laps. More than likely, the safety car will not come in until lap 3. So that is the upper end of the hards, but you could theoretically make it. We have a bunch of midfield drivers into the pits. Dr. McShorty, Persian King, Red Hornet, Dragonbone. They're all moving around. Hammer Time, Shay B, Doc Balak, and 3rd all into the pits. Ramrod looks like they might change.
It's a mess in the pits. Everyone's holding everyone else up. A lot of drivers need to be going at the same time.
Let's go see if we can't get the view of some of that action. Yep, we've got a Toro Rosso getting held up by his teammate in the pits. Of course, that's something that happens. Both drivers share one pit. So if you both try to go in within 15 seconds of each other, you're going to get held up. And if one person gets held up behind their teammate, the team that's behind them in the pit lane also gets held up. I know that's kind of hard to follow, but Ramrod looks like he is currently the only one pitting onto the hard tires. Shay B, Doc Block opting for softs. D-Drum, Dr. McShorty, Persian King, Red Hornet, Dragonbone, Hammer Time, and 3rd all opting for the mediums.
Yeah, so they'll likely be stopping one more time and maybe anticipating a safety car, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's never 10-second time penalty from Dedrum. Wow. I'm not sure what he did to deserve that.
I've never seen a 10-second time penalty in this game
Wow.
for cutting corner.
I think he straight up cut the Novell chicane, and that is unfortunate. That will be up to the stewards to decide whether or not they want to penalize him, keep that penalty for him, or give him that 10 seconds back. But that is pretty harsh.
The stewards don't seem to like to take back the game penalties unless it's...
Dedrum, another 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, that's rough.
Dedrum also getting a wing change, so he may have had a little bit of loss of downforce going into the Novell chicane, not expecting it, ran right through it, and it gave him a 10-second. Pretty rough race start for Dedrum. Onto those hards, deciding that he's got to take those to the end of the race.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how well they could make them last till the end. But I guess, you know, it's definitely doable. Another 5-second penalty, severe collision with hammer time for third.
Oof.
And we're under safety car, so they really shouldn't be pushing too much.
No, it's until you see the safety car in this lap, there's really no reason to be right on the heels of the driver in front of you.
You got 10 car lengths. Use them. Especially at a track like this, you know?
Right, yeah, you're going to need him. That accordion effect going to the Novell chicane right now, you can see it. We got cars flying down, and Agor picks up a 5-second time penalty.
Another exceeding track limits.
Wow,
so
really?
putting the Novell chicane. Oh, and it looks like the safety car is coming in this lap.
All right, so the safety car will be in. So now is when you can start bunching up. And even still, into Rascast, the third to last turn, technically, that's going to be pretty tough. We typically see a bunch up. Now, Destiel is going to be the one to lead the pack. He goes. Looks like he's going to start down the straight. Ready to lead the pack on to lap 3, the second full race pace lap of this race. Yellow flag, sector 3 already. Drivers itching to get going. Some idiot staying hot on the heels of Destiel. 3-second time penalty for Dragon Bone. Corner cutting.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more of that today.
Yeah, I'm glad that is all handled by the computer itself, because doing that by hand and keeping track of that would be not very fun. Some idiot staying hot on the heels of Destiel.
Looks like this yellow flag in sector 2. A ramrod in the back. Getting into it with someone, maybe.
What am I looking for here? There we go.
Doc block with the speeding in the pit lane penalty. Another 5 seconds.
Oof. The drivers are going to be constantly on the horn with Jeff saying, "What's going on?"
Yeah, there's going to be a crazy... Well, maybe they'll serve him at their next pit stop, you know?
Yeah, for the uninitiated, Jeff is the in-your-ear race announcer, or excuse me, your pit crew chief. Supposed to be keeping you up to date with what's going on in the race. Most of the time you have to ask him for relevant information before he's going to give it to you. But one of the things he will tell you is if you ask about the driver ahead of you or behind you, he'll tell you if they have any penalties. And speaking of one, Kublai picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting.
Diarra should be active now this lap.
Ruda dropping to 12th in the pits. Okay.
And Red Hornet. So they must have had an incident somewhere. Lost some wing.
Ruda onto the hards. Going to have to make those last to the end of the race. Third onto the hards as well.
Yeah, and they should definitely last till the end now.
Yeah, without question, those should last to the end. Looks like we've got Dedrum limping into the pit lane. Possibly for another wing change. Currently 2 stops from Red Hornet, 2 stops from Third, 2 stops from Ramrod, Dedrum, and Doc Balak. Other than that, we've got 1 stop from Dr. McShorty, Persian King, Dragonbone, Hammer Time, Shaby, and Ruda. Other than that, our top 9 drivers have yet to make a single pit stop.
Yeah, and this is one of those races where you keep your nose clean and you get rewarded with a nice haul of points usually.
Dedrum coming out of the exit has to do his best not to hold up some idiot here. Does a pretty good job getting out of the way. Capita Hood up into 8th after Kublai into the pits.
And these top 2 running away with it right now.
That they are. We'll check back in with them later. Right now, we've got a battle for 7th, 6th, and 5th going, and 4th. Going on between Gore, Rogue, Delirious, Creamy Johns, and Capita. Trailing a bit behind in 8th currently, trying to make up that time. Doc Block, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Persian King with a 3-second penalty. Multiple warnings again. So a lot of corner cutting tonight. And this is a tough track to keep it all together.
Yeah, corner cutting penalties being handed out like they're candy here in Monaco. No surprise.
And a lot of times the alternative to cutting, losing, to your front wing or breaking your front suspension. So might be worth it sometimes.
Absolutely, and it's not necessarily a track like Azerbaijan where on every corner Gore with a little bit of a slide. Definitely lost most of his wing there. We'll see if he pits. He's got to do well to keep it out of the back of the road. Yeah, at a track like this, even the slightest loss of downforce.
See if I can get a good view of his wing. Yeah, he's missing the entire left side of his wing almost.
Yep, gonna have to pit for that. I believe that's going to make left-hand turns difficult. We'll see how he does into the chicane here. Delirious has to lock it up. Gore has to cut the corner. Delirious catching a 3-second time penalty. Apparently his was enough of a corner cut.
And this should be good for Rogue. This should give him a little bit of space to the drivers behind with Gore loosen that downforce.
Yep, Gore not willing to let any of the drivers pass, nor should he necessarily. A little bit of a bump from Creamy Johns into Delirious.
I mean, almost, 2 seconds?
Yeah, now quite the gap. A 2.3 second gap to Rogue for Delirious now. Has to go track down Rogue after all of that time he lost sitting behind Gore. Gore is going to come out in worse than 11th. Still in the pits waiting for that wing change.
And some idiot has closed the gap to Destiel to have second now.
Gore is close to losing 2 more spots to Ruda and Kublai alike. Ruda and Kublai doing... Oh, no, Ruda just into the pits. Gore finally comes out of the pits, now in 13th. He's not going to be happy with that. There he goes. Dedrum, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings.
Yeah, third gets another one as well.
Yellow flag coming into Sector 2. Always scary to see. Doc Balak almost parked on the inside of the... What turn is that even? Turn 15, 16. Now up around Rascas Delirious into the pits. Decides it's time to get rid of those softs on 8 laps. I gotta imagine he's going to be on those mediums.
What's he got? 20, yeah, 29 laps. Should be doable.
Some idiot slowly catching Destiel. Now only half a second behind him. Will be in DRS range.
I think the real question is how much life is left in those soft tires, you know? If those guys at the front are still doing pretty good times on the soft, might not be too good of an undercut, but...
Yeah, softs are rated to go 14, but the mediums are rated to go 30.
We'll see how it works out for him. Because I imagine he's going to have a couple laps before some of those top guys pit again.
Kublai makes the pass on Capita Hood for 11th. Capita Hood trying to fight. Bring that one back, coming down into the hairpin section. Yellow flag sector 2, looks like we have a Haas. Turned around, D-Drum is now out of the race.
Ooh, first DNF. Surprised it took us 11 laps, but oh, and a virtual safety car.
Virtual safety car, that means no overtaking. Drivers will have a display
and
pop
these front
up.
Guys, yeah, they're in a real good spot to make a pit.
Yeah, that's right where you want it, I believe, because now
It's
everyone's...
Like fourth to 7th have pitted.
You have Destiel, Some Idiot, Dagger, Persian King, Hammer Time, all electing not to pit, but Rogue, Creamy, Dr. McShorty, all three of those into the pits. Shea B gaining a few positions up into 6th with the lack of pit stop. Shea B still on those softs. He's going to have to pit relatively soon. Virtual safety car lasting forever out here.
Yeah, and that pit stop from Delirious was not a good timing for him. Missed out on the safety car by 1 lap.
Wow, we've got to be going green here soon. This is a... There we go.
There it is.
Back to racing pace. DRS is now enabled immediately. As little disruption in the action as possible. Some Idiot increased the gap on the restart to 0.6 of a second. Gonna have to track that down to Destiel. Capita almost trying to make a pass going into the hairpin section.
And Destiel and Some Idiot are at the pits now. Both at the same time.
Interesting. Dagger up into first now. Capita gonna try and take the inside down in the Novel chicane. Cuts that corner. Probably gets a warning. Kublai just goes straight through the chicane. Decided he's got enough. Penalty points to spare. Can maybe pick up a couple second time penalty here. Of course, only the drivers and their immediate followers or their immediate opponents ahead of them will know what time penalties they have. Something very important to keep into consideration at a race like this where it's hard to pass. Dock block.
Another 5-second penalty. I think that's the second speeding in the pit lane penalty. Some idiot thought about it in the Novel chicane and he thinks better of it. It's probably smart. Now Dagger into the pits.
Dr. McShorty with a 3-second time penalty. Dagger and Hammer Time both into the pits. Will lose a few positions.
Now everyone's made at least one stop.
Dagger comes out of the pits and goes into 5th. Has to rejoin traffic here. Dagger goes into 4th. It's now going to be ahead of this line of Shea B, Rogue, and Creamy. Hammer Time falling further on his exit to the pits, down to 12th. It is starting to get busy in the midfield, ladies and gentlemen. Rogue with the X above his name. I believe that means he is currently disconnected. That might be a bot driving for him. Rogue has left the session. That is indeed what that means.
Well, that's not the first time this has happened to him. If I remember right. I think it was him.
Yeah, I believe it was Rogue. Lost the connection in Azerbaijan.
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
he
in
was up
Baku.
in second or third, and
Yep, then he disconnected the Bott decided it would be a good time for him to pit, even though he was on fresh tires anyway. Dropped to 12th. Came back to finish 4th that race, if I remember.
And he's back in now. So
Back
a very
in.
quick drop out from him. I don't think he lost any places from that, but I could be wrong.
Destiel goes fastest with a 1:12.3 here in the race.
Dragonville with a little incident at the Novell chicane. Turned him around.
Some idiot keeping that gap very consistent to Destiel.
Oh, and Kublay's out of the session.
Kublai, where did he go out?
And another safety car.
And another safety car.
Third one of the night. Let's see, where did he go out? Oh, and Ruda's out now too. Looks like he had an incident into the casino section, maybe?
Ruda, obviously, I try to click on his. Oh, very nice. Very nice profile picture from Ruda there. In the Steam, getting a little preview of that. Alright, starting to form back up. We are now 3 drivers down. Ruda, Kublai, Diedrum have all succumbed to Monaco. Red Hornet with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Red Hornet into the pits. I can only assume for a tire change. Well, it has to be a wing change. He's only got 1 lap on those mediums. Now he's got 4 laps. Ruda has left the session, one salty dog.
And I'm looking at the race director right now. Dr. McShorty gets run 3 sets of mediums, so he'll have to pit 1 more time.
Doc Block going to get a chance to catch up here. I believe he'll still be a lap down, though. 5-second time penalty to Ramrod for exceeding track limits.
He's 2 laps down currently. He's had 5 stops already this race. How many safety cars did you say are the maximum? Is it 4?
I believe it's 4, so this should be our 3rd. Let me double check.
Seconds.
I believe we should have 1 more lap for the safety car here. Yep, so I should have a chance to check that. Doc Block still 1 lap down. even if he does get the green light from the stewards to go ahead and pass the rest of the field, which I don't believe is a thing.
I've got him 2 laps down on the leader.
Oh, 1 lap down on Red Hornet. That must be interval then. You only check the leader here. Yep, 2 laps down on the leader. So Ramrod third and Red Hornet all 1 lap behind. Doc Block 2 laps behind, but still in the race. And who knows, before the end of the race, he may get into the points. We'll see how well our drivers are able to keep it together throughout the rest of the race.
It seems like there have been less incidents this time under the safety car between the drivers. Seeing less penalties for collisions. Looks like they're giving each other a little space now. And it's kind of a shame. I don't know if I've ever seen the safety car let through the lapped cars, but Young Dagger is going to be stuck behind Ramrod here on this restart. So he really won't have a chance on some idiot, I don't think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what Ramrod does. Technically, he'll have blue flags from the get-go here. Safety car going to stay out yet another lap.
Nope, I think it's in this lap, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, just kidding. We're racing again. I did not get the notification that it'd be in this lap. Either way, we're racing again. Some idiot in Destiel pulling away from the rest of the pack. Other than that, it looks like it caught the rest of the drivers off guard as well. We've got 2 seconds. Just kidding. That's between the leader intervals. Here we go. All right, we got 6 seconds. Rogue is behind Young Dagger at the moment. Dagger struggling to pass Ramrod, who is in 14th. Should be showing blue flags currently, but for some reason he is not. There we go. There are the blue flags. Ramrod's got to be careful here. Got to let him pass within a certain number of seconds. Otherwise, he is going to catch a penalty for ignoring blue flags.
We are not even halfway through this race yet. Keep that in mind.
Still so much action to go. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining us tonight. Anon, Funky Cactus, Sprightly, Oliver, S. Oh, into the wall for Rogue right at the beginning of the Novel chicane.
That'll be a new front wing.
That will absolutely. Virtual safety car out. That might be our limit on safety cars. I have our statisticians looking into that right now. Statistician's name is Kermit, and he is also me.
We'll see if Rogue can even get it back to the pits here. I don't know. He looked like he lost a lot of wind. But it looks like he'll just make it.
Into the pits. We got a couple other drivers in the pits. Creamy John's into the pits as well. I believe he's the only other one. Go back to the action on track here. Some idiot only 8/10 behind Destiel, having to keep that gap nice and close. Other than that, we've got a nice 1 second spread between the rest of the Sprightly, saying 5 safety car max. Thank you for looking that up. So this should be our 4th. Second virtual safety car. We've had 2 full safety cars, so we have 1 more yet to go. And we are back to racing pace, ladies and gentlemen. Hammer time, only 8/10 behind Persian King. Destiel and some idiot pulling far and away clear of the pack. Young Jagger 4.2 seconds behind second place, but doing well to hold on to third, 3.5 seconds ahead of Delirious. Gore looks like he's going to come up with a passing opportunity to Dragonbone here. Coming down between turn 2 and 3, keeping that gap very small. Shea B as well, staying right on the heels of Hammer Time. Hammer Time only 6/10 behind Persian King in 6th. Capita Hood only 4/10 behind Shea B now. Sorry, Gore, but we got to go tune in there. Again, we have 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th places all within 2 seconds of each other. All drivers doing well to keep it together through the Nobel chicane.
Some idiot with the fastest lap. Still almost a second off Destiel.
Persian King closing the gap to Dr. McShorty to 2 seconds. Creamy John sets the fastest lap with a 1:12.2 on the medium tire here on lap 21. Captain Hood having to swerve out of the way not to take Shea B out. Bumps Shea B, bumps him wide. Shea B looks like he went into the runoff area, drops to 11th.
Yeah, that's rough. I think Capita just got a little overeager there and outbraked himself.
On the 6th lap, old mediums, those should go another 22 laps or so. So they shouldn't be falling off any sort of cliff yet. Ramrod doing well to get out of the way. Not hold Capita up too much. Fastest lap set by Destiel with a 1:12.0. Shea B with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Cap really got in his head.
And Captain Hood's closing now right back up on the tail of hammer time.
Yeah, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all very close. Some idiot 1 second behind Destiel, slowly falling out of DRS range. Capita Hood looking to make some interesting passes here. Definitely looking for a line. Getting pretty eager where this is a track that you have to do your best to stay patient. Otherwise, no one will be making any passes.
I think it's almost better to just put pressure on and hope the guy in front of you makes a mistake, you know?
There's enough places to corner cut. I don't know why you wouldn't just apply pressure. Try and get them to cut the corner and beat them in the times.
Yeah. I mean, it's always nice to win on track, though, you know? As a driver.
Yeah, you've got to respect the want to win on the track, right? You want your car to come in front of theirs, but at the end of the day, the time are what decide the points.
That is true. He might have a look at his Sandoval here. Ooh,
Capita getting squirrely coming down the straight. Losing a bunch of time.
Ramrod's out of the session. Where did he lose it?
Already removed his car. No, he's in the pits currently. May have just retired. Yellow flag, sector 3. Nothing to worry about. Doc Block, 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings for him. I can confirm it is 5 safety cars total, so we have room for one more safety car in this race yet.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see it.
With as close as some of these drivers are racing, I would not be surprised either. Capita drifting all over this course, and Nan in the chat is correct. Capita, Formula drifting competition.
Now we want to have a look at Sandoval, maybe. Nope, not quite close enough.
Gonna try to go down the inside of Hammer Time. Couldn't quite get it down in the traction zone. He's gonna try to pull along left. Hammer Time's got to give him room.
Oh, that's not a bad spot to pass here.
No, out of all the places you can pick, that one's pretty good, but cannot make it stick.
Yeah, you could pass down into here, but it's tight. It looks like a little bit of a push there from Hammer Time.
but not quite as bad as the run-in with Shea B.
Oh, but it looks like he's got a good run here, and he might try into the Cana.
Capita making the run.
Right alongside him, but this is, I mean, you can't fit 2 cars through there. You got to be all the way ahead of him.
Yep, Hammer Time squeezing him to the apex, not giving him any extra room. I don't think there's any cause for a penalty there, though.
Good for Persian King. Looks like he's starting to get away a little bit with the fighting between Capita and Hammer Time.
Yep, Persian King has made all the stops. He is going to try and make these hards last to the end of the race. Some idiot closing the gap ever so slightly on Destiel. The action is just too good to look away here in the middle of the pack. Capita using all the ERS he has to stay at the back of Hammer Time. Down into the Novell chicane, will not be able to make the pass, but able to keep a consistent gap. Sector 3, yellow flag. What do we got going on? Nothing that I can see.
Looks like it's all cleared up.
Persian King, Hammer Time, and Capita. And now Gore joins the mix down in 9th. We have a 4-way battle for 6th place.
Yeah, and I think Dragonbone's right close behind him. Maybe not. Him and Shea B are going to get into it. Like Shea B closing in right up close to him, looking to get a point back here.
Ooh, Capita right on the back of Hammer Time through that chicane. Excuse me, the hairpin, not the chicane. Hammer Time looking like giving Persian King a little bit of a push through the Novell chicane there. Dragonbone gets a 3-second time penalty, so Shea B has the overtake. Shea B with time penalties, though, of course. Persian King, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings, a little bit of wing goes flying.
And for the group of guys talking about PC Tier 2, if you want to watch Kermit and I race around Monaco, check it out Wednesday at 9 and see if we can hold it together for 39 laps.
Yeah, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central.
Put our money where our mouth is. Hopefully we can keep it together.
Woo! Capita with a dangerous dive down the outside into turn 3. Realizes that Hammer Time is missing a little bit of wing here. Eager to get past him, but he's going to have to be patient. Otherwise, risk taking Hammer Time and potentially himself out of the race.
I think he just needs to be a little more patient here.
He does. He's going to make the pass. I know it's frustrating to look and lose that time to Persian King, but no one's making up any time if you crash out of the race.
Right.
Dragonbone, 9/10 behind Capita as well. Capita's got to be worried about that gap, of course.
Yeah, and Shea B and Creamy John's also following close by now within DRS range.
Capita gonna get risky through the pool section here.
And we're talking with another 3-second or a 3-second. I don't know if he's got multiple.
We'll see if I were Hammer Time. Yep, Hammer Time into the pits. Gonna leave Capita free to try and gain that time back from Persian King. Now, time's relatively close between Shea B, Dragonbone, and Capita Hood. We still have a 3-way battle going on for 7th place, as all 3 drivers are hopeful to close the gap to 6th place.
I think Creamy's in this too. I think we're 4 ways for 7.
Yeah, any of these 4 drivers could potentially end up with 7th. And it doesn't even have to be because of a spin or a crash. We could win on track, but as we've been talking about, it's very hard to make a pass. As we have a yellow sector 1 and a safety car comes out. Destiel and some idiot both passed the entry to the pit lane. So it's going to fall on young Dagger. He is 20. He's only 1 second ahead of Delirious. Dagger, will he go into the pits?
Oh, and I think it's a good time to go into the pits. The softs will last.
The softs will last. Dagger does not. Delirious does not. Dr. McShorty into the pits. Going to take the safety car up on that offer for softs.
Third with a penalty for speeding under the safety car. He's got to drive through. Oh, and Hammer Time's out. What happened to him?
Hammer Time is out.
Looks like, where is that? Rascast, he's out.
And we have a Red Bull off. Oh, no,
Beginning of sector 2.
Yep. All right, this, ladies and gentlemen, is our 5th and final safety car for the race. Both Destiel and some
Red
idiot
Hornet's out as well.
not into the pits. That is Creamy Johnson Rogue. It'll be interesting.
Looks like Red Hornet went out in the tunnel.
Oh, he did. He is out of the session now. We'll see if Destiel and some idiot as they cross. Both of them, I believe, there we go. Some idiot into the pits. I believe that is a good call here. Destiel still has enough time to pit that I believe he can come out in second again and recatch the safety car queue immediately behind Destiel. And some idiot will be on the softs and Destiel will be on 18-lap old mediums.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move.
Good call from some idiot. I think if Destiel pitted, some idiot wanted to stay out. But if Destiel stayed out, some idiot wanted to pit. And even then, I think both drivers may have wanted to pit there.
Some idiot under the mediums, not the softs.
He could be keeping track of the number of tires he has left. I do not remember how many he used during qualifying, but he may have used all his soft tires. And this is not a track where you want to be starting on old softs coming immediately out of the pits. Delirious drops to 5th. On the safety car restart with Capita Hood following immediately behind him. Doc Balak getting
he went in for softs.
mixed up in the middle of the pack as he did last safety car.
So yeah, we're down to 14 drivers now with just 9 laps to go.
Doc Balak may get in the points yet. Just because there are no safety cars left does not mean there won't be any accidents. Some idiot looking to give Destiel a run for his money. Delirious on fresh sauce, looking to give Persian King and Dagger a challenge on Persian King with 15-lap hards and young Dagger on 17-lap old mediums.
It should be a good end to this race. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be great. With about 9 laps left, bunching up all the cars. The safety car is going to be out for at least one more lap to help us bunch up the cars. It'll be interesting to see whether it will give third some time to catch up to the back of the pack as well. Every once in a while, safety car likes to be nice. Say, I'll go around for an extra lap, give you some time to catch up. Doc Block with another 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, disqualified. Too many penalties.
Oh, Doc.
That hurts.
That does hurt. Could have
I did
kept
not
it
know
together.
that was a feature in this game.
I didn't either, but apparently Doc Block has now found out that if you get enough penalties, you will be immediately disqualified. Sorry to hear about that one, Doc. We will see you next week.
5, 10, 15. He's got a 20 by lap 4 already.
20 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by lap 4.
28. I'm trying to go through and count them, but
It's-
well, maybe we'll wait till the end of the race.
There's a lot. Yeah, maybe we'll try to get better. I finally made some improvements to the stream as far as putting together standings so I can span safety car in this lap. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll see if Sub-80 can get it done on these tires in the next couple laps here.
Woo! Drivers almost running into each other. Going into Rascas here, that accordion effect, Shea B picks up the 5-second time penalty. A severe collision with Dragonbone. We'll see if either of them has to pit for a new wing. Destiel takes us away down the main straight. We got Delirious coming right up behind Persian King. Gonna try for the overtake here soon, I imagine. Some idiot keeping it 2.8 seconds behind Destiel. Gonna search for that first place spot.
Yeah, and if he can keep it that close, that's probably about the range you're gonna have to be in to get a pass going down into Sandoval with the DRS.
Some idiot on that much fresher tire is gonna hope to look a pass, but he has to be smart about it.
Apply some pressure down the inside here. Ooh.
Destiel with a little bit of a
probably
lockup.
Smart. Oh yeah, and some idiot gets a lot better exit, but blocked by Destiel.
Yeah, not able to take advantage of it because of the lack of maneuvering room on a track like this. Some idiot is going to make a try down the main straight here.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be close enough to have a chance.
Gets the DRS is not active yet.
Oh, that is right. I forgot we had a safety car.
Delirious only 2/10 behind Dagger. Gonna try and make that pass this lap. Some idiot staying glued to the back of Destiel, knowing he has the grip. He needs the speed.
Yeah, he's just got to force an opportunity here, I think. Not necessarily force his way in, but force a mistake from Destiel, or at least try.
Creamy falling down to 12th after a little bit of an incident in Sector 2.
The runoff. Coming out of the casino section.
Rogue up into 11th. Destiel, another lockup. Some idiot gets the exit on him again, but this is a very tough section of the track to pass in.
That's not a passing zone there. It's got to be turn 1, turn 3, somewhere in there.
Delirious only 1/10 behind Dagger at times.
Yeah, and this'll maybe he'll have an opportunity here. Oh, but no DRS.
DRS is just finally enabled. If he had DRS, might have been able to make that pass going into San Devote. Three-second time penalty to Gore. Multiple warnings. The pack is so close, it could be anyone's race at this point. With time penalties?
Yeah, I think the front few have been pretty good. It looks like Shea B dropped out of the session, so hopefully we get him back soon.
Yeah, Shea B's going to need everything he can get to either pass Dragonbone or hold off Gore. Looks like we have an amazing middle of the pack battle going on between quite a few different drivers. It's going to be hard not to show some idiot in Destiel the whole time. Of course, Shea B disconnected from the section. We have Gore trying to make a dive down into the Novell chicane, not able to make that pass. And some idiot with that mistake down. Now a second behind Destiel, will not be in DRS range going down the main straight.
Oh no, he does get it back into it. Destiel must have made a little mistake too, because now they're within half a second.
Some idiot has to keep that pressure on Destiel. Gore dropping down positions along with Shea B. Dr. McShorty going up, Gore going up.
Shea B into the pits.
Shea B.
Serving his time penalty.
Yep.
Let's go on.
Rogue looking to make a pass on Gore. Staying very, very close to the back of him. Ooh, Rogue with a little bit of a mistake.
Now it's only 5 laps left. Some idiot's going to be starting to get a little desperate, I think.
Absolutely. He's only 2/10 behind Destiel. He's going to try and make a pass down in the Novella chicane. Will chooses not to make the dive. I think that's a good call. Destiel's tires are not getting any newer.
He's been having a lot better exit coming out of the Novella chicane, so... Yellow flag in Sector 2.
Looks like we got a whole bunch of cars all sitting on top of each other, and Delirious stopped in the middle of the track. Not necessarily his fault. Don't mean to cast blame. That'll be up to the stewards from point of view. Some idiot going to try and make the pass into San Devote. Does not get the inside line on.
Yeah, Destiel. Monkey Cactus, that's a really good point. Some great defensive driving from Destiel.
Yeah, Destiel making the occasional mistake here and there, seeming to go 1-for-1 with some idiot on mistakes. A little bit of a lockup here and there, but on 24-lap old tires, doing a very good job to keep that car as wide as possible. We have 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th all within 2 seconds of each other. Delirious into the pits, potentially for a new wing here.
Some idiot with a 3-second penalty there for corner cutting.
Oof, that's rough. I don't believe I've seen a penalty yet from Destiel.
No, I have not either. That doesn't mean he doesn't have one, but yeah, I haven't seen anything.
Oh, a little bit of a lockup for some idiot. That 3-second time
He's gonna
penalty
be real
is
close
rough.
now, and he should have a shot into Sandoval, I think.
He's got the shot. Gonna take outside, inside. Can't decide. Stays behind.
Yeah, just decides too late when he wants to make his move.
Yep. Wasn't able to commit early enough. Tries to go down the inside of Destiel. Destiel giving him space, but not by much.
Oh, wait, you might get that done around the outside. That was a great move by some idiot.
Fantastic pass from some idiot. Now he has to do his best to put 3 seconds on Destiel. Let's see if he can do it with his 7-lap old mediums versus Destiel's 25-lap old mediums.
He's got 3 laps to do it.
Some idiot pulling away, almost 1 second clear of Destiel. Needs 2 more seconds, but now we can focus on the mid of the pack. Gore, ballsy move down the inside on Dr. McShorty. Picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting for his troubles. Got a great race between Persian King, Dragonbone, Dr. McShorty, Gore, and Rogue, all within 2.5 seconds of each other. Rogue trying to go down the inside of Gore, locks up, doesn't make it. Some idiot, 1.3 seconds clear of Destiel. He has to get 3 seconds clear to secure first. Third picks up a 3-second time penalty. All parading in a line down the straight between our 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th drivers. Fantastic.
Yeah, just on the end of that DRS train there.
And 10th. 5th place potentially up for grabs by any of 5 different drivers. Rogue seemingly disconnects or something and goes straight through the back of Creamy Johns, goes straight through the back of him. Rogue drops down to 10th. Creamy's got to be happy about that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but probably the easiest pass you'll ever see at Monaco.
No doubt about that. Destiel falling 2.5 seconds behind some idiot. Some idiot only has to clear a half second to secure first, provided no other time penalties.
I think if he doesn't make a mistake, he's got it. His tires are just so much better.
Some idiot fastest lap with a 1:11.7. Mediums in a very nice range for some idiot right now. Only 9 laps. They're rated to go 30. Destiel creeping up on the 30-lap mark.
Maybe that was part of his decision in going for the mediums, was knowing he had only 1 warning left to give, and so, you know, the mediums are going to be able to give you those quick times at the end still.
Oof, Gore with a little bit of a slide, gonna try and open the door to Creamy. Creamy can't take advantage of it. After turn 1, Gore's tires are fading. He's going almost sideways. So are Creamy Johns. You can see him swerving back and forth to compensate for the lack of grip. Gore with a little bit of a lockup going into the hairpin section.
And Dragonbone and Persian King holding on nicely. Dragonbone 32 laps on those hards.
They are rated for 37, but a 32-lap stint on any tires here at the famed Monaco. Always impressive. Our lead lap drivers are on to the last lap. Some idiot 3 seconds ahead of Destiel. We will find out very shortly here whether he has more than one 3-second time penalty. Some idiot crosses the line first. Some idiot, your current provisional winner. Destiel, provisional second. Dagger coming up to the line. These drivers are getting desperate coming into the last turns. Creamy John's looking to be the only one with a chance of overtaking, over a 1 second gap between the rest of the drivers. Capita comes in fourth, Persian King with fifth, Dagger, of course, not to be forgotten, in third.
Wow, Dr. McShorty moves all the way up to fifth.
Rogue moves all the way up to seventh. Dr. McShorty doing well to stay out of the time penalties and therefore getting teleported up the grid. Not a bad call.
And Dragonbone moves all the way down to 10th. I think he was in fifth. So a lot of time penalties in this race for some of these guys.
Shea B crosses in 11th. Delirious crosses in 12th. And third crosses in 13th. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Monaco. 5 safety cars, which is the maximum amount of safety cars for a 50% lap race. 7 DNFs, 6 DNFs, 1 disqualification from our drivers here.
Yeah, and chaos absolutely reigned tonight.
Absolutely. Somehow, it felt less chaotic than Azerbaijan, oddly enough. So, some idiot coming in first with a 1 3-second time penalty. Destiel coming in only 0.8 of a second behind some idiot after the pit stop by some idiot. Young Dagger with no time penalties, keeping third. Capita with 6 seconds of time penalties into fourth. Dr. McShorty with a few time penalties into fifth. Persian King 6th. Rogue 7th. Creamy 8th. Gore 9th. Dragonbone 10th. Shea B 11th. Delirious 12th, Third 13th, Hammer Time 14th, Red Hornet 15th, Ramrod 16th, Ruda 17th, Kublai 18th, D-Drum 19th, and Doc Bullock with an unfortunate disqualification for too many penalties in 20th. Wow, what a race. Cosmo, what do you think?
I'm nervous to race here on Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Some of these guys are a lot better than me and couldn't quite hold it together, so...
Now, keep in mind... Yeah, you will have the racing line on. Cosmo and I, of course, choosing to race without any assists other than the racing line. Just the way we like to play, and honestly, in a lot of tracks, I think it's just faster. So, fantastic showing from our racers here. No racing line, no assists. Absolutely fantastic from all of our drivers here.
Yeah, now we'll see if we can talk to some...
Yep, we'll see if we can't get a couple into the winner's circle to have a little bit of a chat with them, of course.
And I'm going to, are you ready to switch over to the interview room?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I'll meet you over there.
All right.
All right. I am Kermit.
And I'm Cosmo.
And here we are in the interview room waiting for our race winner to join us, some idiot. Let's call him up. Some idiot. Come on down.
Is the price right?
I don't know if the price is right, but the time certainly was. Of course, everyone, keep in mind we have a full racing schedule here at PPR Esports.
All right, and looks like we got some idiot here.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Some idiot, congratulations on a fantastic race.
That I had to earn my money on that one, man. I really did. First thing I want to say is Destiel, he drove his heart out, man. He would have absolutely 100% earned that if the pass didn't happen. He completely deserved to win that. I'll definitely admit I got a little lucky with the safety car. But I was thinking if he had pit, I would have gone the other way around. I would have stayed out. He would have pit. And since he didn't pit, I pit in, try to get fresh tires.
Yeah, he did a great job of holding you off towards the end laps of the race. You had to be thinking, your lucky stars, that you were on those fresh tires at the end there.
That stuff, I was thinking if it was the other way around, I think he would have got by maybe a little quicker.
Yeah.
But he like I said, he defended his heart out. I complete credit to him. I got fortunate today, but I've had luck go the other way around, and I've been in that position. So it's really just it's one of them racing deals.
Yep, just one of those things that happens on track, but it was a fantastic battle between the two of you. We saw you pick up that 3-second time penalty. What was going through your head? Did it get to you at all that you had,
It kind of made me realize, okay, I'm gonna either get by him or I'm gonna DNF this thing. I wasn't gonna just sit there and finish second. I knew I was gonna go for it, and I'm not sure. Second thing in my mind was I was thinking if I could have appealed it, because I think 2 of the warnings I got, I was literally trying to avoid running him over. I literally jumped off track and I tried to avoid hitting him square in the rear, so it wouldn't unsettle him. I think I might have tapped him once or twice, but we were both off throttle, just rolling through the corner, and his worn tires. That's just he can't do anything about it. He's got worn tires.
Right, yeah,
But
that's
I
just
don't know.
something that's going to happen at a track like this. Your tires start to get up there in laps, you're going to start throwing some smoke here or there.
Yeah, just not a lot. It's just like I said, one of them racing deals.
Yep, absolutely. Well, fantastic race from you tonight. Congratulations on the
Thank you.
win. Hopefully, we'll see you in another week. I didn't.
I didn't expect to be here. I was about to say I didn't expect to be here this week. I got a test date moved. That's the only reason I'm sitting here talking to you right now.
All right,
Is because I had a
fantastic.
test date moved on Monday. So my next race should be Paul Ricard. So I hope I'll see Dusteel back then, and we'll have another good race for you guys.
Fantastic. Well, we hope to see you there. Congratulations again on the win, and we'll see you at Paul Ricard potentially.
Thank you, sir. You guys have a good night.
You as
too.
well. So while we try to get Dusteel in the room, remember, we have plenty of race leagues going on at PPR Esports. Check the chat for our times. Xbox D1 races on Tuesdays at 9 p.m., Xbox D2 Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m., Xbox D3 Fridays at 9, PC D1, of course, Mondays at 9, and PC D2 Wednesdays at 9. All times are in Eastern. Looks like Dusteel has joined us. Dusteel, congratulations on the second place win, or second place finish.
Thanks.
How are you feeling after that?
A little pissed.
Why is that?
Plastic car. I mean, it was a fair move around the outside, but I'm still pissed that the whole race I was leading, but and then we got taken at the end.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job trying to hold him off. In the end, it didn't look like you were. It looked like you were struggling just a little bit with the 20-plus lap old softs.
Yeah.
So if you could do it again, do you think you would have pitted just in front of some idiot there?
Well, I didn't have any extra medium compounds since I chose the softer in the qualifying. So I didn't have any choice but to stay out.
I see. Yeah, we were wondering if you had any tires left. Something that's always hard to tell when watching on stream, but it looks like you did. You were only 8/10 of a second behind him in the end. So really a good race for you in my opinion. And of course, your second race with PPR this season, second isn't all that bad. I know it may be a little bit of a disappointment, but you showed some great stuff out on track tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
And congratulations on the pole position, of course. We'll be tracking those. But yeah, you're well into contention for Drivers' Championship this season. Hopefully, will we see you again in the coming weeks?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Fantastic. We'd love to have you back.
All right, thanks.
Great. Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right. Please, while we are waiting for... Let's see. He goes by 2 different names. Terror in the chat. He goes by Young Dagger on track. Waiting for him to come in. A good time to remind you, please feel free to join our Discord. I'm going to see if someone can't get a link up there. I was trying to get it. Does not seem to be working. Hold on, let's see. Oh, boy.
Hi.
It looks like we've got Young Dagger.
Dagger,
Hello.
welcome.
Hello, welcome. Thanks.
So, congratulations on your podium at the famed Monaco. What are your thoughts?
Thanks. So I'm really happy with that because I was trying to get it in a good qualifying position, which I did. I got P3, best of the rest. So then I was just trying to keep it out of the walls and like no penalties, just to keep P3. That's what I did. And I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, congratulations. P3 is always a challenge at any track, let alone Monaco. It looks like you raced a really clean race, even though it seemed like some idiot and Decial were kind of in a league of their own tonight. Did you ever have a chance during any of the safety cars that you thought you might be able to catch up to them, maybe pass them, change up your strategy a
No,
little bit?
I actually never thought of like battling with them because I was just trying to keep P3 because I knew they were way faster than me around Monaco and around everywhere. Like they're just in their own league, like this season. So I was just not trying to. I was just trying to keep P3 because I was happy with that and trying to get a podium around Monaco, where I usually like DNF or finish low. So yeah, I'm just happy with that.
Yeah, as you saw, we had 7 drivers that weren't able to make it to the end of the race. So I would say finishing the race is a pretty good goal. And look,
Yeah.
you were able to come third.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, great race. Any closing thoughts on Monaco or hopes for next week?
Well, I'm not gonna be racing next week, but yeah, I'm just happy with the podium, and I hope I'll see you guys in France though.
Yep, fantastic. Well, we'll be on the lookout for you in France. Hopefully, we'll see you on the podium again.
All right, perfect. See you guys.
Yep, have a great night.
Good night.
Thank you too.
All right, Cosmo, that wraps up our coverage of Monte Carlo, Monaco. What do we have coming up next week? What track is it?
I believe it's Canada.
Canada, one of my personal favorites. Hopefully we'll be able to make it there for the F1 season this year. We've got to start planning that trip. But be on the lookout for that. PPR might be able to cover... I don't think we'll be able to cover the race live, but we might be able to maybe do some live tweets during the race.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yep, we'll see how it goes moving forward. We'll keep everyone posted. Of course, be sure to follow both myself, Kermit, and Cosmo on Twitter. Cedar Gaming for Kermit, Cosmo PPR on Twitter for Cosmo. Also, check us out on Twitch or send us an email at cedarstreetgaming@gmail.com. Let us know how we did tonight. Let us know if you got some suggestions for the stream. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. I'm Kermit.
And I'm Cosmo.
And this has been PPR Racing. We'll see you next week.
Have a good night, everyone.